Okay, so we're building the Aria's Tale game world. Currently, there are 5 realms. Here's one of them. This is the one where the characters have spawned and they've currently been. This is called the Forest of Echoes. And this is the Town of Echoes. This lake is called the Lake of Whispers. So currently, the characters are south of here in this very foresty region, and they fought and defeated the Dark Paladin. And it sort of burned part of the forest. But let me show you some of the pictures there. And when they defeated him and burned it, there remained a purple gate. Okay, so here's the Dark Paladin. You can see there's burning trees all around him. And that's happening south of the town of what is that town called? It's just the Town of Echoes, is it? Yeah, the Town of Echoes. The Town of Echoes, this is south of that. Okay, so here's a map of the Town of Echoes. And this can currently be found in the Futurecaster repository. We're going to move that because now there's the new Aria's Tale repository. So this will be collated into the Aria's Tale repository, along with narrative summaries, pictures, and we're going to try to do AI to video using Runway ML. So that's some of the background. Currently, the game world has 5 regions, and the players have not been to these regions. The players have only been to one. So there is the Coast of Echoes, which is further south. You see on the northern ridge here is a bunch of forests. The players are currently up here. So this is south of the Forest of Echoes. There's the Coast of Echoes and the Forest of Echoes. Okay. So here's the Forest of Echoes, and the players are currently on the southern side of here, under the town. Okay. And here's the town. Here's a picture of the Lake of Whispers for whatever it's worth. Previously, the players have explored this area. Rafen is a different area that the players have not been to, and this is a Easter egg, right? It's a reference to Faerun. So it's a reference to Faerun of the Forgotten Realms, and it's called Rafen. So that makes 3 regions so far. The Town of Echoes is not a region, it's just a town. The Lake of Whispers is not a region, it's a sub-region. Okay. So in terms of actual regions, we have Rafen, we have the Forest of Echoes, and we have the Coast of Echoes. Then there's 2 more. There's one called Dragonica. I previously did a stream, you may have seen it, and the chat helped me pick this map for Dragonica. Ryan says, are you developing a game? Yes, a tabletop RPG. That's right. So this game already exists. We're a few episodes in. Thank you for the follow. By the way, I'm streaming to YouTube as well. You'll be able to see the full screen if you're interested. And thanks for the question, Ryan. So yeah, we're playing a game. It's like kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, if you've ever played that. Yeah, and if this interests you, throw a like on the video, and that will help TikTok spread the video around. We can get more chat participation. Some of the cool things about this game, it's generated with AI and with the chat. So even I don't know what will happen next. We have to collaboratively make it together. So chat really influences the game world. I like your content. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So the chat influences the game world. The game is called Aria's Tale, and Aria is a character that the chat created. So here's the official website. You can go check it out. You can sign up now. You can play. You can participate in a future episode stream if you want. You can also generate your own character in the game world. So one of the features we'll be developing, here's the repository, and like the most important next feature is the character generator. You can see there's like different names, race, gender, stat points, and so forth. So it's an RPG. Here are some of the races. And there's a ton of classes, right? And we can have even more. You can always suggest one. So feel free, chat, if you want to talk about character development or anything like that. But the main thing that I'm interested in at the moment is world building the regions. So as I said, we currently have 5 regions. And before kicking off the YouTube stream, I was talking with the chat, and I think we all agree that 5 regions is not enough. This world is bigger than 5 regions. So the question is, how many regions? And chat said that I should roll for it. Now, I still haven't gotten an answer, though. Should I roll D6 or D20? Should I roll D6 or D20? And I will give this maybe 30 seconds. And if I don't get an answer, I'll roll to figure out what I should roll. So we can do evens and odds, evens D6, odds D20. Okay. Oh, we got an answer. Thank you so much. So this is Lark. It's a much longer username. Lark is the mark. I don't know, but I'll say Lark. So Lark says D6. So we're going to roll D6. And if I hit a critical, that means if I hit D6 on D6, that would be critical. Then we're going to roll again and multiply. Okay? So I'm going to say roll 1 D6. And Google has this built in. Did you know that? Okay, we got a 3. Okay, so we currently have 5 regions. Chat, does 3 mean we're adding 3 for a total of 8? Or what does 3 mean? How should we interpret this 3? I'll give you 3 options. So option 1 is we just add it. So the first world has 8 regions. That's totally fine. Option 2 is it's a multiplier. So the first world has 15 regions. Or option 3 is we'll roll again and multiply those and then add it. So are we multiplying, adding, or rolling again? Rolling again. Okay. So here we go. Ooh, 5. So it's 15. So we got a 3 by 5. That makes 15 regions. And chat, are we adding 15 regions to the existing 5? Or are we just saying there's 15 total? So are we saying 15 total or adding 15? $15 total. I like it. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for participating. So we have multiple people in the chat. Shout out to Ryan. Multiple people in the chat agreeing 15 is the total. All right, so let's build these regions. I have too many chat GPTs going on. Okay, so let me close some of these. Let me close all of them, actually. We'll just do a new fresh chat GPT over here. Okay, so we're doing a new chat GPT. And I have tried out the custom GPT. That's one of the tools that we've tried out, but it hasn't worked. So I need to basically make it work better. Maybe we'll do that today, and then I could start using it. For now, we're just going to use GPT-4. I'm going to describe. So we are building an RPG game world. There are 15 regions in this world. I am going to describe some details of the world, but the details are not exhaustive. You should then describe the regions to, you should then describe the regions to me. We will go in depth, step by step, but for the first step, you should simply list the regional names and a 1-sentence description of the region's most important features. We're building an RPG game world. There are 15 regions in this world. Okay. Shout out to Grammarly. So here, let's just start with this. Does this make sense? I don't need to do that. It's going to make sense. So to start with, Mr. 305 Worldwide, reference to Pitbull. I like it. Should I start learning JavaScript? I think JavaScript is great to learn. I think learning JavaScript is a great idea. You know, it kind of depends on your personal situation, but in general, I think it's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, to start, Nice Serbian says, what are you making? We are making an RPG game world. I wish I could like stretch this thing out, you know what I mean? So that you could like read everything I'm typing. But it's called Aria's Tale. Here's the repository. Here's the repository. It looks blurry to me, but the chat has told me that it doesn't look too blurry. Do you think using ChatGPT for ideas ruining my ability to creatively think and problem solve? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's a great helper. So whenever we talk about creativity with humans, we often talk amongst ourselves. We do this thing called rubber ducking. And that is, we have a conversational partner. So this is for debugging, but it's also for creativity. Brainstorming, we will say. And really, I think ChatGPT is just the rubber duck. It's helping you talk back and forth, talk through your own ideas. So I think it's fantastic for creativity because you are less resource constrained in terms of the social capital. So it's standing in for social capital. Is it inferior in that regard? Kind of. It's just a trade-off, actually, because some people are not very creative and they're like low IQ and they don't have a large number of experiences. So ChatGPT is a standard bar that has a lot of crystallized IQ. It has a lot of facts that it's aware of. It's very fluent. It's aware of different contexts. At the same time, there's going to be people far, far, far smarter than ChatGPT. So it's really a trade-off. But it's definitely better than having no one to talk to. That's the key thing. And as a software engineer, I want to chat with GPT and I want to do a bit of rubber ducking before I go bug my senior engineers because their time is valuable. No doubt, right? No doubt that the senior engineers will have great insight and very often better than GPT. But that doesn't make it worth talking to them because what we have to ask is what else could they be doing? So I don't think that GPT is like the clear pill solution to the world. But I think it's a great tool and it's a great place to start with. And I think it is an aid to creativity, albeit not the perfect tool, not the most effective means of creativity, but certainly a net positive. How does one eventually reach that senior level? Is it a byproduct of IQ and hard work or only IQ? It's not only IQ. It is not only IQ. It's absolutely hard work. By the way, please sign up to latterly.io. Latterly helps you get into tech and then accelerate your tech career once you're there. I personally am a senior engineer and I've been programming for 10 years. I worked for companies you've heard of like Capital One and Amazon. I've been a principal level. I've led teams. And there's a Discord here. And there's over 100 people on the Discord, including engineers and students and so forth. And we can absolutely help you get to the senior engineer level much faster than going it alone. Like, don't go it alone. Let's do social networking. It's so helpful, right? Okay. Are you a full stack developer? Yes, indeed. Impone says, I'm a junior engineer. I'm so glad to see you. Thanks for being here. So the whole point of Aria's Tale is twofold. One is just to have fun, but two is it's an experiment in technology, right? Social media technology, AI technology, and it's an open source repository. By the way, it uses the T3 stack. It is a full stack application, and it's a learning project for the community. So absolutely welcome. Thanks for being here right now, and check out this repository if you're interested. Serbian says, I'm using MERNstack with some additional technologies and services. That sounds great. Thanks for being here. Okay, back to the gaming. So what we decided is there's going to be 15 regions. We're building an RPG game world. There are 15 regions of the world. I'm going to describe some details of the world, but the details are not exhaustive. You should, okay. I will give you 3 kinds of background information. You can then ask clarifying questions. Once these steps are complete, you should provide the region names and summaries. The 3 kinds of information are narrative background for the game world, a list of races in the game world, a list of races and classes, a list of game character races and classes in the game world. And I'll say parentheses, not exhaustive. By the way, chat, let me know a RPG character class that you think we should add. Yo, man, you have like 50 tabs open. It's a real problem, to be honest with you. It's a chronic disease. Here, I'll close one of them for you. I can close the Leonardo as well. We can close Leonardo. We can close some of these. All right, we good? Now it's only 45. Thanks for being here. Okay, so first we're going to do narrative background about the game world. Then we're going to do a list of character races and classes in the game world. Actually, maybe we should do that first because the narrative background can build on that. So some characters already exist using some of those things. Okay. You could add those tree-like monsters. Ooh, okay. A Trent. There would be a really good, okay, I love that as a programmer because there's so many puns with like tree algorithms. Druids are already in the game. But yes, wraiths. Ooh, go off, chat. Okay, here we go. We're going to open up another tab. Don't have a heart attack. So I'm going over to Aria's Tale. Aria's Tale, the GitHub repo. By the way, website should link to repo for easy nav. Header and footer, like what Latterly does. And this is a good first issue. Anybody can add this, just a hyperlink. Good first issue. I'll close it as soon as we're done. I just didn't want to drop the stuff you were saying. The character generator. Okay. Race class equals Trent. How do you spell Trent? Trent. Yeah. So Trent is usually considered a monster, but why not have it like playable? That would be dope. Like a Groot. Did I spell it correctly? Trent. We're going to pray for your RAM. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the prayers. So this is an M2 Airbook, and I am going to get the M3 Pro in the next 6 months. But yeah, it does push the RAM sometimes. And then class. Oh, is Wraith a class or a like a whole being? I'm going to say that Wraith is like a Wraith. We can call that a class / ailment, to be honest with you. There's also vampirism and werewolf. So these are like, you can be a human who gets turned into a vampire. Vampire isn't like its own race, right? It's almost like a condition or ailment. So you could have a vampire dwarf, a vampire elf, a vampire human. But yeah, we can consider that Yeah, that's fine. So we'll treat wraith that way, is that you can be a human who becomes a wraith. And then Trent is, that feels like a race, doesn't it? Because you could have a like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like they would have too many classes there. We can get creative with the wraith idea. Interaction with an apparition causes symptoms. Ooh, I love it. So here's a lore. How to acquire wraithhood. One way is by exposure over time. I like it. I like it, chat. Okay. So the information we're going to give is the list of game characters and races, narrative background for the game. Okay. Then, existing regions. Does this make sense? Let me know when you are ready for the race and class data. Absolutely, this makes perfect sense. Wow, I was really emphatic about that. Chat GPT is hype. Okay. 1, 2. See, we're closing tabs. It's a net. We net closed some tabs. We love it, right? By the way, you can go sign up for Aria's Tale right now. Is this where development has gone? Just having AI write it all? Pretty much, yeah. We used to go to Stack Overflow and copy it, but now we just go to Chat GPT instead of Stack Overflow, pretty much. Unless it hallucinates, then we'll go somewhere else. But yeah, it's like the new Google. Chat GPT is like the new entry point for questions. If you leave your IDE, actually, in a lot of places, you don't even leave the IDE because it's GitHub Copilot. But by the way, what we're doing right now is not actually software development. This is creative narrative game world development. So it's not actually providing me code here. Although if it did, I wouldn't be mad. That would be cool. By the way, here's the code for your game. I'd be like, thanks. Okay. And we will ask GPT whenever we're done with this for an additional race. And an additional class. Okay, so we have V1 races, and then we have V1 classes. There's so many classes right now. I love it. I really love it because it's going to bring a huge amount of diversity to the game, right? Actually, whenever we're done with this, I could ask it to JSON format the classes. That'd be super helpful. Okay, so Wraith is not its own class in this line of thinking. Now I'm ready to receive the narrative background for the game world. Please share that information. The game takes place in the near future to present day. Circa 2080, we'll say. Players, the game is inspired by titles like Sword Art Online, .hack, The Matrix, another Eden, what is it? It's the cat across time and space. And even to some extent, like Chrono Trigger. Okay, the narrative involves elements like Neuralink, and more. Okay. Game players have been trapped inside an RPG game world. They cannot log out until they are told. This might not be true. They have been told by a large apparition appeared in the sky and told them that they cannot log out until the 100th floor boss is defeated. Okay, so game players are trapped inside an RPG world. We are the players we have been told about include Aria, Eidolon, and Tank. There are also approximately 100 other known, approximately 300 other known characters in the local region that these characters are aware of. I can provide details as needed. Okay. What of items that give abilities? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, they exist. A male human warrior who is a member of the Shield Bearers Guild. Island and elf, a male elven rogue who is a member of the Elementalists Guild. Aria, a female. We don't know her. Do we know her? Do we know her class? I'm going to copy this onto my clipboard in case I lose it. Let's go look. Elven Rogue in a Forest. I think we do know her class, and then I just forgot it. She's a human spellcaster, elemental mage. Oh, okay. What's her element? Yo, Arya's so OP. She has telekinesis, healing magic, and all of the elements. This chick. Okay. And what is her guild? We just call it Arya's. She's just called Arya's guild. Ah, that's okay. It's still on my clipboard. So this goes away. Gameplay stakes in circa 2080. Okay. Arya, a female mage who leads Arya's guild. Okay. Arya's guild found. Oh, okay. All of these characters, they've all met each other. Yeah. All of these characters exist in a region of the game world called the Forest of Echoes. And they have all like a male. And they are all relatively local to each other. Four guilds teamed up to defeat it, including the Shield Bearers. But the Elementalists did not participate. Okay. Once the first floor boss was defeated, a mysterious purple gate appeared in the location of the fallen boss. I think this is the interesting information, yeah? Okay. Existing game regions. The other one is the Highlands, and it's the Old Pillar Highlands. Oh. Hey, what's up?
Hey, got time? You want a few more minutes?
I am streaming. You can hang on the call if you want.
No, just pause.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it'll be like 5 minutes.
No rush, risky. Bye.
Bye. The Coast of Echoes, south of the Forest of Echoes, the majority of elves with many humans. And then there is the Old Pillar Highlands. This land has a majority of human inhabitants. Keep in mind that, okay, no, that's fine. I can add a bit more lore for various regions if needed. Okay. I can add a bit more lore for various regions if needed. Here is also some world lore, even if this lore is not attached to specific regions, to these known regions. One, there is a race of there is a culture of there's a culture that reflects Roman polytheism, including a desire to scale a Mount Olympus. There are various kingdoms and non-monarchical cultures. This culture is highly elitist, and republican in the sense of Plato's Republic. There is another culture nearby that reflects strong democratic values. It's strong democratic and egalitarian. There is another culture nearby that reflects a kind of Hindu polytheistic. There's another culture nearby that reflects a kind of Hindu polytheistic, I don't know, culture. That's so redundant, but whatever. This culture emphasizes or is known for having powerful summoners. Okay. There are various kingdoms and there are various cultures led. Let's forget about that. There's the three kings, right? There are various cultures led by kings or autocrats, and others led by non-authoritarian regimes. Of note are the six monarchs. Some of these cultures have a queen rather than a king. And also the land of judges, which has no specific king and reflects a culture similar to ancient Israel. What other important lore? So those are kind of the major kingdoms. The land of judges is a desert region, but it may simply be a subregion of a larger region you describe. What programming are you going to use? So we're using the T3 stack for this. It's over, here it is, Aria's Tale RPG. Oh, what else? Those are the main ones, I think. The land, I'll do one more. The Highland of the Pillars. The Old Pillar Highlands. The Old Pillar Highlands are named as such because of an old pillar, which looks like which is actually an ancient, what do you call those things? Obelisk, a massive ancient obelisk that broke off and now forms a plateau of interesting shape. Because time is an important element of the game, feel free to create references to older society in your regional descriptions. Societies, yep. Okay, let's see what happens. The Ethereum Heights, let's go. Spiritual Harmony Lands, I might rename some of these. We'll definitely keep all of these. We'll keep all of these, although we may change the names. Let's change the names. There is a realm that includes a chain of mountains, including Mount Olympus. But I don't want it to be called Mount Olympus realm. It should be named after the broader mountain range. Similarly, the land where the democratic society lives pre-existed the people, and it had a name before they arrived. So it wouldn't be named Democraria Fields. We can keep the name, the literal name. But let's rename all other places. The concepts are good, just change the names. Names can be reminiscent of the Lord of the Rings or similar locations in the real world or Lord of the Rings. They should seem like actual region names rather than contrived names based on the content of the region. Okay, I think that makes sense, right? They seem contrived. All the kings are in King's Domain. No, they're not. There's kings all over, but understood. Let's rename these regions with more immersive and less literal names inspired by real-world locations and naming style. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is cool. The Desert of Judah. I'm digging it. All right, chat. I think we got it. Very last thing we're going to do. Two last requests. Three last requests. One. Let's just say next steps. One, describe a race that exists in this game world that I didn't mention. Describe one or two regions where, okay. Is this race prominent in any region, or is it rare in every region? Okay, describe two character classes that I didn't mention. And three, when a character walks through the purple gate in the forest of echoes, where does it take them and why? Are there any conditions? Cool. The Skyborn. Chrono Walker, gang. When a character walks through the purple gate, they are transported to a realm known as the Mirrored Expanse. This realm is a mirror image of the Forest of Echoes. The gate has a condition for entry. Only those who have proven their valor. Okay. Cool. So there's a mirror world. I like it. Overcoming this guardian grants access back to the real world. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But it will grant access somewhere else. Okay, chat, thanks for being here. I think we have the setup for the next session, and we'll be kicking off the next session soon. Talk to you later.